Welcome back everyone, Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today I'm going to do a quick little video highlighting something which is about the rights of EU citizens, okay? Now, this is good for people who maybe aren't aware and maybe might consider pursuing an EU citizenship. It is good for people who are somehow married to or looking to get married to, etc., an EU citizen, or they are EU citizens. And it comes down to the fact that I've been talking to a lot of people, and our team has been talking to a lot of people who don't seem to understand their rights as EU citizens. In fact, I have friends and business partners and people I engage with regularly who don't seem to understand what all you get being an EU citizen. And so it's actually pretty great. And so we're going to discuss that today. Before we do, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the all notifications, make sure you don't miss out on any of our videos. You can go check out lots of other great content. If you'd like help with relocating, figuring out where the best place to relocate is to, getting residencies, getting citizenships, if you'd like international tax optimization, forming companies, opening bank accounts, asset protection, payment processing, etc., please reach out to me. You can book a call, calendar.com/Michael-Rosmer, link in the description below, or send a message to our websites, offshorecitizen.net or offshorecapitalist.com. Okay. So imagine that you are somebody who is living in the US and you want to move to Europe. And you're thinking, where would I like to go? And maybe you're looking at various different residency permits, different options. Maybe you're thinking, hey, I'd like to go to Czech Republic. And what's the best way for me to go there? And you start to research this. You're looking into business visas. You're looking into other visas. And you're kind of thinking, okay, well, I've got this Slovakian wife. How's that going to work? Well, the reality is you don't need to look into a lot of that stuff because your Slovakian wife has the right to live anywhere in the EU, basically. You have to go and register and have to provide healthcare, but very, very minimal requirement. You don't need a visa. You don't need some special residency permit, etc. as an EU citizen to go live in any other EU member state. Okay, so this is 28 countries or something like that. So lots of options available to you. You don't need to worry about golden visas. You don't need to worry about retirement visas or business visas or digital nomad visas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you were an EU citizen, this is the case. Now I want to emphasize something that's really important because some people sometimes confuse. They'll say, let's say for instance, that somebody is a citizen of Bulgaria, right? And Bulgaria is not a Schengen country. So you say, well, hang on, do they have access? Yeah, they're still an EU citizen. So Schengen is a thing for people who are outside of the EU, but for people within the EU, they still have full access to all the EU. Of course, there's still border controls going through there, but they've got that right. Very, very good thing to have. Very good thing to have. So this is the first thing. Second thing, if you are an EU citizen, you can then have your spouse and dependent children come with you as well. So also a good thing, right? Now, of course, do you have to apply for them and do all that stuff? Yeah, of course, right? You have to do a family reunification thing. It's not quite as easy as for the person who is the actual citizen, but you have this right. And that makes it just enormously more flexible. Sometimes when I'm talking to people and we're looking at different countries, we're comparing, Montenegro and Cyprus and Thailand and wherever else. One of the things that becomes relevant is just if they're an EU citizen, it's just so much easier to go to another EU country that may be like a tipping point in the direction of one country or another. So it's really crazy to me that a lot of EU people don't seem to know this. This is, it's really good. So if you're an EU person, you have that right, and then you can also include your family. Okay, so there's that. Other EU rights, technically speaking, you have the right to open a bank account in the EU. This one gets a little more tricky because banks may not actually comply with that. There's kind of some ongoing conflict right now, but technically, legally, that is true. So, that can be good, having access to EU banking. Now, realistically, if you're a resident of the EU, you have access to EU banking as well. So that's something that you can play around with and could be good for you. And so those are some key things that being an EU citizen really can give you a big advantage. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that EU passports are in a sense, like I'll do a video in the future about my view on the top ranked passports, and whether I like the EU politically or not, the fact that you get this extra access is kind of like AAA plus. And even if I look at something that would normally be maybe a little bit lower tier, for example, Bulgarian or Romanian, Cyprus passports, which say don't have visa-free access to the US, it's questionable, you know, like because they still have that really, really good access into Europe in addition to almost every other place that they would want in the world. So anyway, those are some thoughts. I hope those are helpful. If you didn't know that, you know, now you know. If you did, you know, it's something that it's a really good asset. You should definitely take advantage of it. And if you're in a position where that isn't something that you have, it might be something that you want to work towards. It's, if you just think of it this way, to buy an EU citizenship in most cases is worth probably around 750 grand. So getting that asset some other way, which can be done by, you know, doing an investment and taking time, etc., may be worth something. And there's lots of advantages to this. I guess one of the things I didn't mention is the ability to have your kids go to school in other parts of the EU and benefit from lower pricing, etc. So lots and lots in terms of education, healthcare, right to live, right to work, visas to free travel, all great things. Hope that helps. We'll see you guys on the next video.